Hello, welcome to my channel. In the class 12 physics, we are studying the magnetic effect of current and we have read about the magnetic field of a solenoid. We have read that a long solenoid, what is long solenoid means? Ideal one whose length is much larger than its diameter. We found that magnetic field at the axis is uniform. So it is the best example to produce uniform magnetic field in a particular direction, that is along the axis of a long solenoid. We have seen that magnetic field remains uniform. This is the example also, that is in the uniform magnetic field. If you give the case that how will you produce the uniform magnetic field, then it is a long solenoid, just like the capacitor, parallel plate capacitor, in which the uniform electric field is produced, which is used to demonstrate the uniform electric field. So we have read about the magnetic field of solenoid, and today we will derive the expression for another solenoid, but both the ends of solenoid are joined, that is endless solenoid, and it is also named as toroidal solenoid. So in the magnetic effect of current, we have discussed the flow of charge flowing through a conductor, or a charge is moving in a space, the magnetic field is produced. If the wire is of any shape, straight, finite length or infinite length, the magnetic field is produced around it, and we have derived the expression using Biot-Savart's law. And Biot-Savart's law complications can be avoided if there exists a symmetry in the current distribution. We have used the most important law, Ampere-Circuital law. We will continue our topic to derive the expression for toroidal solenoid, and you know the toroidal solenoid, its use is in the transformers. We will start the derivation of expression for magnetic field of toroidal solenoid or endless solenoid, this is also called. Before that, if you like my video, please subscribe it and press the bell icon. What is toroidal solenoid? We have seen that if the wire is of circular shape, suppose this is the wire, if this is the wire having current, then if the current is flowing in this way, then we can say that current is at the topmost point is outward, and at the bottom point, topmost point outward, perpendicular here outward, and here inward. And we also know that outward current is shown with the dot perpendicular to the plane of paper, and here with the cross. It also produces the magnetic field using right hand thumb rule. If the curling of the fingers around the current, and this thumb gives the direction of magnetic field at its center. So at its center, magnetic field is perpendicular and uniform, and at rest of the places we have shown, we have studied that how the magnetic field are in the form of concentric circles. What is solenoid? If so many loops are joined together, solenoid at the insulating tube, closed copper windings, insulated copper wire, they are closely wound on a long solenoid, that is so many number of turns, they are tightly packed, and so many loops, each loop has its magnetic field. If loops have same direction of current in all the loops, then strong magnetic field. Why should we study the magnetic field of solenoid or this toroid? You know the magnetic field is produced along the axis, and strong magnetic field example, that how will you produce a strong magnetic field is the solenoid. Solenoid is electromagnet. If you suspend a current carrying coil freely, it will always rest in the north-south direction. And what is the main use? That if you put a magnetic material rod inside the tube of a current carrying solenoid, and like this, if here you will put the rod, then this rod will become magnetized if you pass the current, strong current. What you have read, that B equal to mu naught and I will be more, B magnetic field will be more for a solenoid. So to magnetize a magnetic material rod. So far we have read about the magnetic field of solenoid. And what is toroid? If you join both the ends of toroid solenoid, so it will take the shape like this. It is the shape of donut. That is, both the ends are joined, and in this shape you see the current is flowing through the turns and is coming out finally from here. So that is why it is also called endless solenoid. Now what will be the magnetic field? Using Ampere's circuital law you can find it, and where it is used in the transformer. If we see that the current direction flowing through the loops in solenoid, this is toroidal solenoid or toroid, then we can see that here, if the current is flowing in this way, that at the inner portion, concentrate yourself here, that current is moving here, and at this point it is entering, and at this point it is leaving. So at the topmost point current is leaving, and at the inner periphery current is going into the downwards. So I have shown these dots. This is the same figure here. I have not shown the turns, I have shown the direction of current. So at the outer periphery, since the current is flowing here, then current is coming out, then current goes in, then coming out and goes in. This is shown by cross, that current is moving inside the turn and coming outside the turn. So this is the dot. How will you find the magnetic field of this toroidal solenoid? Look, what is the use of Ampere's circuital law? Because here there exists a symmetry, and we have taken the cross section. This is the cross section of the toroid. So in this section, if we from the center we take an Amperian loop, suppose this loop I have shown with this dotted line here. Okay, this is the loop is of radius r. For this loop, if we apply the Ampere's circuital law, what is Ampere's circuital law? That line integral of magnetic field around a closed loop is mu naught times the current enclosed by that loop. Look here, that this loop of radius r in the space of the toroid does not have any current. That is, current is not enclosed by this loop of radius r, that is called Amperian loop. So what is here? Current enclosed is 0. If this is 0, then what is here? B inside is 0. Inside, suppose at a point P, or you can say at the center, everywhere inside, the magnetic field will be 0. What will happen? That if you take another loop outside, so if another loop is drawn outside the whole endless solenoid, that is also called toroid, and from the center, suppose its radius is r dash. What do you observe? That in this loop, net current is 0, although the current is found to be flowing here dot and here cross. So how can you say? Since the current is in this direction perpendicular to upward. This is also within the loop, and current is again going downward. The same current is leaving and same current is just flowing inward. So the net current is 0. So the first case you have taken that magnetic field inside. Second point, you have taken magnetic field outside the toroid. So again you got B dot dl equal to mu naught I enclosed. And what is I enclosed here? I enclosed, how can you say this I enclosed? It net I dot plus net I cross. That is, the current upward is same as current downward, or you can say that enclosed current is Ni upwards plus Ni, N is number of turns downwards. So it becomes 0. It has n number of turns. Let the toroid has what is n? N is number of turns in the toroid, and the current is flowing in each turn is I. Then what will be the total current? Ni. So I have written here Ni upward, at this Ni downward here. Both these upward downward, they are inside the outer loop. So this is B, that is why B out is 0. So outside as well as inside, that is at the place here and at the place outside the toroid, magnetic field is 0. I am repeating again that at the places here and here, the magnetic field is 0. Now let us discuss what will be the magnetic field inside. So suppose we draw another Amperian loop. This Amperian loop is of radius r. If this is the radius r here, Amperian loop, then you find that what is the Ampere's circuital law. You will write here that within, I am discussing the magnetic field expression within the toroid. So within toroid, what will you write here? That B dot dl equal to mu naught I enclosed. What we observe here? That I enclosed is, look, within this loop, I is this cross one. How many turns? N. What will be the net enclosed current? Ni. Each turn I, number of turns N, so net current Ni. Here B dot dl, this B, and what will be dl? Look here that this dl will be 2 pi r if this is the r. So if we write here this r, then we find that B into 2 pi r equal to Ni, or this implies that B equal to mu naught Ni. So this is B equal to mu naught upon 2 pi Ni upon r. What do we observe here? That B is inversely proportional to R. That is, within the this toroid, we find that B is inversely proportional to R. B will be more if R will be less. So if the R is the that average radius of the loop, you may think that if the inner and outer radius of the toroid doesn't have any large change, large difference, then we can assume that this r is almost constant. That is for the very thin. If inner radius for this, inner radius is this, outer radius is this, if they are not very much different, then what can we write? We can assume this r as n upon 2 pi r is the number of turns per unit length. Then what can we write? This b equal to mu naught, this is small n into I. What is this n? This n is total number of turns upon that average periphery. How average periphery? If this are the inner and outer radius, its mean, or they are not very different. So it is like the magnetic field of a solenoid. So in this way we calculate the endless solenoid or toroidal solenoid, its magnetic field inside, within and outside. Inside, since no current, 0. Outside, since the current is equal and opposite, net current is 0. And within, this expression. This expression is for toroidal solenoid. And why? How can you write this expression? If you consider there is a little difference, negligible difference between outer and inner radius of toroid. Thank you. In the next video, we will discuss further.